security details. And there's the president coming down the stairwell now. Now, we've been here all afternoon. We've been here since this morning as we went through security details to get cleared to be on the tarmac for his arrival. You can see him saluting the service members there at the bottom of the stairs. And he will be shaking hands with Governor Cox here in just a second. We're obviously not close enough to be able to hear what he's saying. And there he shakes his hand with Governor Cox and the First Lady. And we'll then move on to the mayors of, it looks like, Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City. You can just still hear the engines are just so loud of the plane still roaring as things shut down. Now, we were told originally that he was running about half an hour behind, but they must have made up for some time while they were in the air because they got here pretty close to the exact time that they were supposed to. Just before this, he was in New Mexico speaking about the economy. And again, yesterday, he was in Arizona to establish the new national monument near the Grand Canyon. It's that national monument that the governor of Utah, as well as Senators Mike Lee and Mitt Romney, are opposed to. And that national monument preserves more than 1,500 acres along the Arizona and Utah border. He just continues to talk to some of Utah's top leaders. It appears he said something funny and that the governor smiled. Secret Service is surrounding the presidential limousines, waiting for him to head over at any minute. Now, as they are waiting, it looks like his motorcade, there's lots of vans and SUVs. They are being filled with luggage and other items. Other security members are getting in those cars at this time. Neither Senator Mike Lee nor Senator Mitt Romney were here today to greet the president in Utah. Again, we're about a football field length away from the president at this time, so obviously we cannot hear what they are saying. I'll be watching Governor Spencer Cox's Twitter account to see if he relays any information to the rest of us about what they had to say to one another here at the tarmac. I'd imagine the mayors are going to tweet about it as well. And it seems like they're having a good conversation. I didn't know how long it would go. I thought it would be fairly quick, but they continue to seem to just have a good time talking to one another. Governor Cox appearing very formal. He's held his hands behind his back for the majority of this conversation. And again, just another reminder, this is going to be a very, very quick visit. He's here for essentially two reasons. Tomorrow morning, he's going to speak with veterans to talk to them about the PACT Act, which is about a year old now. And the PACT Act increases healthcare benefits to veterans who are exposed to toxic chemicals, things like burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxins that they run across in their time serving their country, whether that be at home or abroad. And then in the afternoon, he will attend a campaign event. We're told that campaign event is going to be up in Park City. We will have access to his speech with the veterans, but we will not be able to attend his campaign event. We have very little details as to who is hosting that, where it's being held. All we know is that it's going to be in Park City, and from there, he will head to his next stop. Again, this is a multi-state visit. Just earlier today, he was in New Mexico talking about the state of the economy. The day before that, he was in Arizona establishing that new national monument, 1,500 square acres near the Grand Canyon. The governor is nodding. It looks like they may be wrapping up. The mayors continue to speak to him. And we are just standing by because once he gets in that limousine, that is the last we will see of him for today. We won't get another chance to see from him, and we won't get a chance to hear from him until tomorrow morning at that veterans event. It looks like he's giving final handshakes. Yes, it looks like he's wrapping up his conversation and getting in the limousine now. Looks like the governor may be getting in the limousine with the president. And he is. The governor, first lady, and the president now getting in the presidential limousine together. Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City mayors heading off the tarmac.